If you feel like you don't have enough time to get anything done, more than likely you just lack time management skills. So first I want to go over a story of when I lacked time management skills. And that's when I was trying to get into reading. You know, I would make so many excuses that I was so busy because I was going to work, I had college, I was going to the gym 5 times a week. I was just doing so many things at once. And then my brain would constantly tell me that you don't have time. So I actually did believe it. You know, every night I would be upset that I didn't read. But like I said, my mind would just make these excuses up for me, make me cope, basically. And that's until I start to realize that it's not because I don't have enough time, it's because I lack time management skills. I'm making all these excuses, but if I go on my phone, I see that I spent like 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there that I could have spent reading. So in this video, I'm going to go over how time management, building this skill up, will honestly, it could possibly change your life if you use it the right way, and how you will get so much more done. Okay, before we get into the time management skills, we have to make our brain as sharp as possible so we could actually get the work done. And the best ways to do this is getting 8 hours of sleep. The best ways to improve your sleep is to sleep at the same time and wake up at the same time every single day. And before you sleep, don't scroll on your phone. Honestly, that's a perfect thing if you want to read. Like, just read before you go to sleep, or do anything that does not involve you on your phone, because if you have like this brightness up, it affects your melatonin and then you can't get the right sleep. And then the next thing is you want to have a clean diet. Don't eat all these processed junk. Try to eat everything that is whole foods, single ingredient foods. I constantly say this in all my videos because diet really has an impact on how sharp your brain is and how it works. So now that we made our brain as sharp as possible, we have to move on to step 2, which is getting a motivational factor. Now, I know you might be thinking this has nothing to do with time management, but just think about this. If you have a motivational factor, then you're going to be drawn into doing that task. You're going to want to do it. And sure, you should rely on discipline. I'm not telling you not to rely on discipline. Discipline is very important. However, if you have a motivational factor paired with discipline, you're going to destroy someone that only has discipline. Because when you're motivated to do something, and when you actually enjoy doing it, or there's a reason that you're just drawn to it, you're going to be more likely to actually get it done. So don't listen to all these people that say all you have to do is just rely on discipline. That is true. Like, if you discipline is very important, like I keep saying, but you need to have a motivational factor, because this just makes you want to do this task. You're going to start to free up time when you don't have time. Like I said, your brain's going to give you the excuses that you don't have time, but when you have this motivational factor, you're going to like create time for yourself. We have to create the right mindset. Now, I'm not going to lie, you're going to get excuses too to not get things done. Your brain is going to tell you that you're busy with other stuff, just like how my own brain was telling me that the reason why I'm not getting anything done is because I don't have enough time. But you have to realize that you are accountable for getting anything done in life. No one is going to come and just gift anything to you. You have to achieve whatever you want. And if it's not a priority for you, you are not going to work to get it done. That's just the truth. If it's not a priority for you, you're not going to create the time to make it work. So you need to stop listening to these excuses that are constantly going to keep telling you that you just don't have time. The truth is, you just are not making it a priority. You're not completely unsatisfied with where you are at in life. The best way to achieve anything is just to be truly unsatisfied with where you are and work towards that goal endlessly. And honestly, you are probably wasting so much time doing things that are useless for you. For example, scrolling on social media. If you go and look at how much time you spend on that, it's crazy. It's a crazy amount that you probably don't even realize. And honestly, that was the thing with me. I was complaining that I don't have enough time, but when I went to look at my screen time, I saw that I was spending 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there. It was all wasting my time. So you need to be very careful with where your time actually goes. And honestly, if your friends are telling you to hang out somewhere and you don't want to go, you need to learn to say no to people. And even if it's going to the club, sometimes you're going to get peer pressure into going somewhere that you don't want to go. And you have to just learn the skill of saying no. Because when you say no, you develop this personal respect where you're not letting someone else control your time. You have to realize that everything has an opportunity cost. If you go to the club with your boys, then the next morning you're going to be hungover, and not only that, you wasted that night where you could have been spending it doing something better. So you have to truly just realize what you're spending your time on and realize that everything is a domino effect. You do one thing, it's going to lead to another thing. Is it going to lead to your future goal? If it's not, then don't do it. I know you might hear people tell you you have to be balanced in life, you have to learn to, enjoy life, whatever it is. But if you truly want to better yourself, then you can't be doing these bad habits that everyone seems to make it normal. Next thing that you want to do to make sure you get anything done is to set a deadline, and that is Parkinson's law. If you give yourself all day to do a task, then it will take all day. But if you just give yourself an hour to do something, then you are going to finish it in an hour. And that is honestly something that could help you tremendously, because most of the time, the reason why we procrastinate is because we have a deadline that's so far away. So we just waste time. Our days just freed up to do whatever we want. But when we create a deadline for ourselves, we have to get it done at this time. We are going to get it done. We are going to feel the pressure to actually get it done. Your time when you work needs to be uninterrupted. You can't have your phone next to you and have your notifications on so you hear all the messages, and you can't have someone talking to you, whatever it may be. You cannot be interrupted when you're doing your work. You have to treat it as if you were in the movies, because when you're interrupted, your brain is not going to be able to fully focus, and then your brain's going to go from one thing to the next, and you're not going to get any work done because your brain is not fully immersed into the work that you're trying to get done. You're not in the flow state. And you've probably heard the term flow state, and that is true and very important, because when you're in the flow state, you get work done 10 times faster. Again, if there's one guy that's in the flow state when he works, and there's another guy who has his phone, he's texting every 5 to 10 minutes, he's going to get destroyed in anything. It seems to be that the best time to get any work done is either very early in the morning or very late at night. And the reason why is because that's when no one is usually awake, so you can fully focus and not have any distractions. Distractions are truly the biggest reason why so many people are limited and they can't achieve their full potential, because their brain is not working at its full potential pretty much. There's so much time that we waste that we don't realize, and I did go over this a little bit, but I want to go more in depth now. For example, if you're waiting for an appointment and that 10 minutes you're just scrolling on your phone and whatever it may be that you're doing on your phone, playing a game, whatever it is, you just wasted that 10 minutes that you could have been using for something greater. And again, a lot of people are going to come and say that, you have to enjoy life, you can't be this strict, whatever it is. But if you want to get results in life, then you have to be strict with yourself. The best rule that I like to follow to ensure that my time isn't wasted is the atomic 80-20 rule. This is saying that 80% of your progress comes from the 20% of work that you do. Now, what is this saying? This is saying that only 20% of the things that you do in your day-to-day life is causing 80% of your results. So you need to go over the 80% of things that you are doing that is not leading you to growth. And this is what I did the other day. I got rid of everything that was kind of useless for me. It wasn't bringing me many benefits. And I'm just going to focus on the 20% now, because that's going to lead me to the most results. Now, the final thing is honestly the most important thing. And this is something that I was lacking as well. And that is creating a routine, a daily routine, where every single day kind of looks the same. You schedule your day in advance. And the reason why is because if you don't schedule your day, if you don't have a routine, you're going to go into the next day and your brain is not going to know what to do. You're going to be wasting so much time. You're going to be procrastinating. And just like having no deadlines, if you don't have a structure for your day, you're just not going to get anything done. Let's be honest. There's probably been a time where you've structured your day. You knew exactly what you're going to do the next day, and you did every single thing, and you had a honestly very productive day. So you need to truly write down what your day-to-day will look like. And I know you might have different days where, let's say you work in the morning one day, you work at night the next day, but try to make it as exact as possible. For example, have a time slot in the middle of the day where you read a book. And this is something that I've incorporated. Now I'm reading every day between 12 to 6. I have to read, and that gives me time to fluctuate if I have work in the morning or at night. But you just have to have a set time to do things. Another great tip is create checklists, because when you check off something, it gives you the dopamine that you've accomplished something. So the best thing to do if you want to get a little bit more motivation to get things done is to just create a checklist, and it also reminds you to get these things done. So it's a double win. But Once you check it off, then you're gonna, like I said, feel this sense of accomplishment, and you're gonna be more motivated to do things, which will lead you to achieving more. So with routines, you want to have the hardest task in the beginning, and this is considered eat the frog. This basically means that you do the hardest thing in the morning, because, for example, if someone was going to give you your favorite meal but said that you have to eat a frog either before or after the meal, it'd be better to do it before, because if you do it after, you're going to be thinking about it the whole time. And that's the same with your day. If you have the hardest task at the end of your day, you're going to be thinking about it all day, and it's going to limit your potential. But when you keep it at the beginning, so much time will be freed up. You know, you won't be spending this time worrying about what you're going to do next and how you're going to do it, and just constantly overthinking this. All right, the final tip that I want to give you is you have to pair things together. Let's say you want to listen to a podcast. You could do that while you're walking. You could do that while you're driving. And once you pair these things together, you're going to learn so much more, because if you're actually using this time when you're driving to listen to a podcast instead of listen to degenerate music that everyone's listening to these days, which is off topic, and that's for another video. But for example, if you're listening to a podcast while you're driving, imagine that 30 minutes every day of pure knowledge going straight to your mind. You're going to be so much better than a normal person. That's all for this video though. Remember, don't let excuses get in your head that you don't have time. You do have time, you just lack time management skills. Thank you for watching. I hope it helped. Please like and subscribe. See you.